Hey, what's up, everyone? You already know who this is. You already know where you're at. All I'm going to say is thank you for coming back and supporting this page. If you haven't, if you haven't yet, go ahead and like, subscribe to this channel. You won't want to miss out on all the other good stuff that happens. So thank you once again if you have been liking and subscribing. All right, cut to the chase. I have been thinking about a lot of stuff lately. I didn't know what to talk about in this video, and I have did a lot of videos. I did one, I did one about friendship again, part 2. And I did one about another work one, especially about the school that I work for. And yeah, those two, after I watched it, really didn't watch it. I just had just talking about it. I was like, no, I don't want to talk about that because it just didn't seem kind of like natural in a way. So I think the only natural thing I can talk about is my journey with my mental health. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Just in case, I do have a disclaimer for this one. I will be talking about some stuff that is really personal, especially suicide. So if you do feel triggered about that, I think this might not be the video to watch. I apologize. But for everybody else, I think this is, I don't know, learning experience or, something that you can relate to and, just get a deeper, I don't even know what the word is, a deeper something. Or, just, get in my mind and see what's going on. So, a little bit of history about me, I don't know, around the time that I hit 5th grade, maybe 5th or 6th grade, I would just you're a young kid and you get into a little argument with your parents. Not I don't know. I'll say an argument. And you're young, you're hitting puberty and stuff like that. But mine was just kind of weird. It would be little fights cleaning up or going outside or something like that. And I just remember I would get really angry to the point that I black out. And I don't remember anything else for that night. Then when I come back to, I am sweating hard. My voice, not my voice, sorry. My throat is really it's hurting, it's throbbing because it feels like I've been yelling and stuff like that. And I don't know what's going on. And so, I want to say it happened starting in 5th grade. And I want to say it ended maybe until I was like 28, 29. Yeah. And so during those early years, maybe like, when I was staying at home with my parents, like when I started getting older, that's what they were saying. They were saying, "Oh, it must be, you're just acting like this because you're growing up and blah blah blah." And I never thought of that, and I was just like, the arguments that I'm having with my parents are not is something why it's nothing that I'm getting I got a blackout, and I'm like telling you, like, my parents would come back like later and be like, "What happened?" I'd be like, "I don't know what happened." And sometimes I lied and just be like, "Oh, I was just so mad and blah blah blah." And so, and this was all that, like, when I was in Vegas. When I got to Georgia, it got a little bit worse because I think it was a lot of stress on me because I had just turned, I was 13, about to turn 14, living out there. And you're a 14-year-old that just moved across country to a family that you don't know. And this is both sides of the family. So this is my mom's side and my dad's side. And my birthday party when I turned 14 was all family. Just because I just moved out here, didn't know anybody. And so, and I can tell you guys, I don't know what happened. I was having a good time. And I had got a gift from my uncle, and it was like $50. It was a $50 check. And I don't know what I did, but he ripped the check in my face. And I blacked out. And from what I heard, because I blacked out and I came to, and I'm walking the streets with my cousin's best friend, and he's telling me, "Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Wait, what happened?" And he said, "You got into it with all of your uncles. You were yelling, you were cussing and everything like that." And I'm like, I don't remember nothing that happened. I don't remember why he ripped the check up. And like, I started getting like this thing from my family, like, "Oh, Anthony," well, they don't even call me Anthony, but they call me by my middle name, which I don't even want to say right now because I don't want everybody to say it. But they were saying like, I'm crazy, and they were saying a lot of bad stuff about me. Still stuff to this day that it's so crazy. But yeah, that birthday party was like one of the worst ever, just because of that situation. Then we're gonna fast forward all the way up to 2016, Labor Day weekend. And I don't even know if I told this story, but I was going through a lot of stuff at my job. And just to tell you guys, I was still going through like my little anger issues at the time, and it felt like it was getting a little bit. Every time I thought it was getting a little bit better, it would get a little bit worse. And I would try to tell people like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I apologize, and that's when like my apologies or me being apologetic was getting out of hand because every little thing I did, if I got a little attitude with anybody, if I got that big attitude with somebody, I would always go back and be like, apologize for like 2 weeks. I apologize, blah, blah, blah. And this is me like in high school doing this and middle school doing this. So, fast forward, I'm working at the Wax Museum. I'm just started working at a casino on the Strip. And I'm thinking life is good because really this is the first time that I am financially stable. I am able to pay my rent and still have money on the side to pay all the other rent. I mean, not all the other rent. Wow. I was paying like 50,000 rents at the same time. I was able to pay the rent, plus I was able to pay my bills, get food, and go out. And I was in my 20s, so I need money to go out, I need money to drink, and all that good stuff. So I'm happy about that. And I had a friend at the time that got the same job as me at the casino, but when she got the offer for the job, they asked her for some more information, Social Security or something like that, and she couldn't provide that information. Or I think it was tax stuff. Anyways, who cares? She couldn't do the information, and so she got denied the job or whatever. Or the offer was declined, I should say. And so she was mad at me. She wasn't mad at the other friend, but she was mad at me because I was just, if somebody told me how's the other job, how's life, I would tell people, life is great. I'm going into details. I'm like, I'm so happy that, I'm able to pay my bills and stuff like that and all of this stuff. Now, she didn't have that problem because mom was paying all her bills. Mom and dad was in California. They were paying her rent, her car note, and all that stuff. And basically, all of my friends at that time were either living at home with their parents with only a phone bill to pay, or they were living on their own, but mom and dad was still paying for their stuff. I never had that opportunity of having like my mom and dad, say, hey, you know what, go get this apartment, we'll help you out with your rent. I never had that opportunity. Now, have they helped me with my rent? Yes. Has it been, that much money? No. It's been like maybe they helped me with like $25 or $50 at a given time, once in a blue moon. But it was never like that. So when I'm telling you I'm happy about what's going on, like, that I don't have to call anybody, I don't have to get a loan out or anything like that, I'm happy. She wasn't happy with me, so she was spreading all these rumors and stuff like that. And the rumors were getting to me because I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, why are you doing this to me? I'm your friend, all this good stuff. Well, all this bad stuff. But like, I would go back to her and be like, hey, why are you doing this? And she told me that I need to humble myself because I'm being rude to people that can't get jobs and everything like that. And unfortunately, I thought she was right. So I just started being quiet. And this was like a week before Labor Day weekend. And I was just quiet to everybody. You know, like if anybody asked me about the new job, I would be like, oh, it's good. It's good. And I did that. And Labor Day, the day before Labor Day, so it was that Sunday, I woke up around like 6 o'clock. And I had gotten a text message from someone that I worked with at the Wax Museum. And it wasn't a long text, but it was like, it was deep. And they were saying that, oh, I feel like you're a changed person because you got this job and we can't be friends, and you just think you're better than everyone, and I hate your ass. Calling me everything in the book but a child of God, basically. And how I am, I am I don't even know. I was a people person, a happy person, and that went all out the window. I started crying, and it was just like a little tear here and there. And then after that, you start building up, like, that. And you just, like, I just remember starting bawling and just wanted to end it all. Because when I tell you, everybody at that job it felt like everybody at the job was going after me about this stupid job. And I had my window open. I'm hysterically crying right now. And I heard someone at my window and they were like, hey, are you okay? They're banging on my window. So they go to my front door and they start banging. Hey, open up the door. And so I remember opening the door, and it was this lady and her husband, and they were my upstairs neighbors. Never met them, but I knew that they were my neighbors. And the lady was like, baby, what is going on? And when she said that, I started really crying. And the last thing I remember, and I said I wanted to die. And I got on her shoulder and blacked out. And and I remember that. And like blacked out. And when I came to, I was in the hospital. And if this felt like I was asleep, and I did not know I was in the hospital, and I'm just like waking up, and the doctor was like right there, and she was like, hey, we've been trying to get to you for a couple of minutes now. Are you okay? And I started crying again, and I wasn't in like a room, so it was just the ER. And, the curtains were pulled over and stuff like that. And I remember just crying and trying to tell her what was going on. then feeling like I can't tell you what's going on because you're gonna say I'm stupid for crying over friendship and everything like that. And so I was just like, it's just a lot of stuff that's going on in life, and so I was trying to tell her that, and she was just like, no, you're good, just relax. And like when I tell you, like, it was just coming back. Like every time I would stop crying, it would come back, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And so she was like, hey, I know what you're going through right now. And so what I want you to do is I just need you to calm down. She put an IV in me, and she was like, hey, when I come back, I'm going to give you a Xanax or whatever. I keep forgetting. We're just going to call it a Xanny. I think about a Pepsi AC and stuff like that. But yeah, she gave me a Xanny. And she was like, hey, go ahead and take this, calm down, and I'll come back and I'll give you some information so you can go to like a therapist or something like that. And so I never told my parents like that day what happened. And so I knew they were calling me just because it was Sunday, and they usually call me on Sundays or whatever like that. So I told them, hey, I don't feel good and blah, blah, blah. So all that stuff. So she comes back in the room and she gives me this therapist and everything like that, and a counselor, not a counselor, psychologist and stuff like that. I don't even know if it's a psychologist, whatever it is. But yeah, she told me to go see my primary care doctor as well. So I made an appointment for that next week. So I went to the doctor. I told the doctor what was going on, and she was like, okay. So, and she was, asking me all these questions and everything like that. And the questions came out, and she was like, it's coming up as you have bipolar number 1. And so I'm like, oh, bipolar. I don't think I got that. Black people don't have mental illness or whatever. And so she was like, what I want you to do is I want you to see this person and get a second take on it or whatever. So I go to this person, and I think it's a psychologist. I apologize if it's not, or a counselor. I keep forgetting. It's been a blur. So I go to, make an appointment with this lady, and I go and I talk to her about everything that's going on at work, and she wanted me to talk to her about stuff that happened in my childhood. So I told her about, in much detail, what happened, on those Saturday nights. And it was crazy. It was every Saturday night that, I would black out. And she was like, did anything happen, with your parents and that? And, I'll tell you guys, and I told her, nothing happened with my parents and me. It was never any kind of abuse or nothing like that. It was just, I just got angry and stuff like that. That's all it was. And so she went through some stuff with me. We talked about some stuff childhood stuff, and she asked the same questions the lady did. She told me to answer honestly, and I did. So it was 100% confirmed that I was diagnosed with clinical depression and bipolar, number one. And so with that, that's when I got on the medicine. And at that time, it was, I want to say 5 pills that I had to take. Do I remember the name of all of them? No. It was 5 pills plus the Xannies. The Xannies were only to be taken when when I was in that funk. If I was, if I knew that I was getting like depressed, stressed out at work or with friends, I'd take that one pill and it'll calm me down. But like I was taking 3 pills at night, 2 pills in the morning, and I asked her, "Hey, when do I get off the pills? Because first of all, I don't know if anybody knows, but my fear is taking pills. Not because of drugs and stuff like that. I just can't get them down. And I'm like, I told her straight up, I was like, you ain't got no liquid Tylenol type of medicine or anything like that? You got anything I can just drink or something like that?" And she was like, "No." And these weren't, 2 of them were like little small pills, like a little like Sudafed or something like that, like a little allergy pill. I was okay with those. But it was one that I had to take at night. That shit was like this big. And I was so scared when I got it from CVS. I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm gonna take this. And I got the pills. And stupid me. And I was young at the time. And I was the type that wanted to put everything on YouTube. Not YouTube, oh my goodness, I'm over here falling asleep. I'm over here trying to put everything on Snapchat. And I think I put it on Instagram, like a picture of the pills and telling everybody, hey guys, I got bipolar, I got depression. Oh, help me, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say all that, but then, you got friends that oh my God, I'll be here for you. Then I got a friend that said, you need to get off those pills ASAP. And I was like, no, I just got on them and they're going to help me with my life. And I will tell you, the depression medicine, the bipolar medicine, all that stuff, it did help. And I'm not gonna lie. To be honest, in my head, at the time, and right now, and this is for everybody, and I think a lot of people understand this, the voices in your head, it's not voices like it's not like that. I got a lot of stuff in my head, a lot of thoughts, daydreaming and stuff like that. So if you ever see me and I have that look on my face or whatever like that, I'm not mad, I'm not sad, I am in a daze and I'm just recreating scenes in my head of movies, of TV shows, of books that I read, or memories that I had that I wish I can, relive and stuff like that. And when I got on the medicine, that first couple of days, all of everything that I used to think of was gone. And the sleep was amazing. Waking up was good. And I didn't have any kind of worries in my body. And that was after like a month being on the medicine, a month going into like therapy and everything like that, and going through like stuff, just talking about like my childhood and everything. And I think the big thing was we really talked about me moving to Georgia and those couple of years, like, middle school and high school in a new area where people don't like you, still don't like me right now. So going through that. And so I was feeling good. I was taking the pills and everything like that, just trying to build myself up. Now, after a year with the medicine, they, every time like I ran out, they started upping like the dosage and giving me new pills to get on there. So after a year, it went to 5, it went to 7, then after that, it went to like 11. And so it was like majority of the medicine I was taking at night. They're like, when you wake up in the morning, you have to eat something to put this medicine in your stomach. You gotta wait an hour for the food to process to put this another pill in your mouth. And you do all this stuff. And I was okay with that because I was feeling better and everything like that. And I don't know. It was just one day, like, I noticed that I wasn't eating. Like, when I got on the pills, my appetite just started going, like, down, down, down. And I wasn't saying I'm wasting away, but, I was losing weight. And so, it wasn't like, like a big weight loss. It was just like, you noticed it or whatever. And so I did that, talked to the therapist, talked to the lady that was giving out the pills. I just called her a drug dealer, so it was all right. But really, after a year or two, I got off the pills like cold turkey. I will tell anybody, don't do it. Don't do it at all, because that mess is the hardest to like get rid of. And I felt like I just got rid of it, like maybe it's 2024 now. So I got rid of like the detoxing of the pills maybe a year or two ago, because I felt like the first thing that was like really messed up was the teeth grinding. And like, that was bad. Couldn't sleep at night. And when the thoughts, the daydreams started coming back, they started coming back really, really bad. And so I started the pills in 2016, and I got off of those in 2018, almost 2019. And when I tell you I quit cold turkey, I stopped going to the doctor, I stopped going to therapy, stopped going to psychologists, stuff like that. And because I was just like, I'm good, I'm better, and they shouldn't have told me I was gonna be this on pills all my life. I'm good. But like when I started getting like the thoughts in my head again, I was like, ooh, I need to get back on the pills. I need to go see the therapist and all that stuff. So maybe 2019. And I got off the pills 2018 in December. So March of 2019, I got back on the pills. And it was the same doses. I think, yeah, it was 11 pills, same 11 pills that I had. And it went back to all the regular doses that I had. And, you know, like I said, after a week or two, all the thoughts left my head and I just became a zombie. I was just like out of it and everything like that. And I hated that feeling again. So that was March of 2019. I got off my pills again in August or September of 2019. So that was right the week before, no, 2 weeks after I started college again for teaching. And so I got off the pills because I was like, I don't think I'll be able to learn and everything with the pills. So I got off the pills and I threw them away. And you're not supposed to throw your pills away, especially those. The only pill that I kept was the Xannies. And at that time, I wasn't using them as much. So I had like 4 bottles of them. And so every time like I had like that stressed out moment or anything like that, I was just pop one in and I'm good. Was I addicted to any of them? No, it wasn't addiction or whatever like that because, like I said, I'm scared to take pills. And it'll be times where I'll pop a Xanny in my mouth and it'll be in the mouth for like 5 minutes because I can't swallow it down or whatever. So yeah, so I was just like, I don't know what to do with this. But anyways, when all said and done, I got off the pills. I was clean in January 2020. And I felt good. Everything that was in the past, like, you know, with that job and everything, I was cool. I was really cool. But August of 2020, that's when everything started coming back again with like the thoughts in my head. And when I tell you the thoughts came in my head, it was really bad at this time because it was a lot of stuff that was happening in August of that time. Family issues, my issues, the pandemic, you know, staying at home for that much time can really do damage to your brain. And I wasn't talking as much and I wasn't walking, so I had gained all this weight and I really didn't know how to talk. And I'll tell you guys that, like, really, like, when I went back to work, I learned how to, like, talk again because I felt like when I was talking to people, it was, and it was just like, I couldn't talk. I didn't know what kind of words to use and getting nervous and stuff like that. And so all of I forgot what the word was, but like everything just started coming to head. And that's when the second time I wanted to like end it all was in August. And I remember calling two friends of mine that I knew that would take me off the edge because I was ready, but I wasn't ready, and I was just like, hey, if I talk to somebody, I know that they'll, tell me I'm acting stupid or whatever. So I did that, called the first friend, and I think I already told you guys this, so I apologize if I sound like a broken record. Told the first friend, she told me, I told her, hey, is there any way that you can come over or we can hang out because I just need someone to talk to? And she was like, yeah, my boyfriend said I can't but he has to be there with us. And I don't like her boyfriend. Her boyfriend likes to go back and her boyfriend was the type of person that thought he was like my best friend too. He's a cool guy, but he wanted to know. Sorry. He wanted to know everything and put it on Facebook and say, oh, Anthony is like, he got issues and I'm going to try to help him out and stuff like that. And so I was like, no, never mind. So I told my other friend, and she was like, hey, I can't talk to you right now. I'm on my way to go have some drinks with my friends. Can we talk in like a week or so? And so when I tell you guys, I was ready after that. I was ready, but I had some good friends to help me out, like out of the blue. And yeah, it was really good. And started, trying to reclaim my life and everything like that. And do I still have bipolar? Yes, I do. Like the therapist said, I'm going to have that for the rest of my life or whatever. And it's day by day for me because I still have that anger. I still have everything still pent up in me. The thoughts in my head and stuff like that. I still have everything that you can think of. I still have it. And as much as I want to be, like I'm trying to be open with people, there's a lot of people out there that knows that I have like the situation and that will still gaslight me and stuff like that. Be like, I don't know why you're acting like that. You're dramatic, you got anger issues and stuff like that. So I don't know if people notice. That's why I just, if I don't talk to people, it's just because I am scared to open up. And this YouTube page is just like a diary, a journal for me because I do need to open up. And it's hard to do that with people. It is. And I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm rambling right now, but this part right here is scary. It is scary. Like, do I still have the thoughts of the S word? Yes, I do. The last time I had that idea, I think was September. Yeah, September of last year. That was like my last time thinking about ending stuff, and yeah, and I don't know for you guys, but like I said, it is so hard. It's not hard for me if one of my friends or one of my students come to me and they talk to me about their problems. If it's, just a minimum of like, oh, I'm so sad because I broke up with my significant other, or somebody in your life passed away or something like that, I can be there for you. It's no problem. But when it comes to me talking about my problems, I still get in the back of my head all the times that I talk to people and they told me that, oh, A, that's why I said some A. Why are you so sassy? Why are you so, dramatic about this little thing? I'm going through all these problems, You don't have to have this problem. You don't have kids, so you don't need to be depressed. You don't have a house note. You don't have this. You don't have that. You can't be depressed. You can't have bipolar. And I will tell you right now, and I'm saying it with my chest, depression comes with everything. You can be 5 years old with depression. You can be 109 with depression. Everybody get it in their own different ways. So don't be that person. Please don't be that person. But yeah, it's a lot more that I do want to talk about with with mental health just in general. But I do want to end this long video with this. And the same thing I put on TikTok, just be a friend. Just be a good friend. Reach out to your friends. If you say, for example, if you say I'm your friend, reach out to me. And I'm not saying reach out to me all the time, whatever like that. I'm just saying, reach out to your friends that are strong, are weak, in between, all of that good stuff. Please just reach out. If you consider somebody as your friend or your family member, just reach out. Just say, just checking in. That's all. Because like I said, it goes a long way. It really does go a long way with their mental health and stuff like that. And it helped me a lot too. When I just get that text out of the blue with a friend that says, hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing well and stuff like that. And it feels good when that happens. So, we're going to end it right now because it's kind of... my throat is getting kind of like this and getting kind of tired too. But other than that, you guys, thank you for watching. If you watched this whole thing in one sitting, thank you guys for listening. Sorry that it was so long. Sorry about the rambling towards the end and stuff like that. Yeah, just be kind to people, love one another and all that good stuff. Please don't worry about me. I'm good right now. And I promise you guys, if anything, if I feel like that, I will tell you guys and everything like that. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful morning, wonderful afternoon, wonderful night, all of that good stuff. Have a good one. Peace.